We didn't do the microphone check. Sorry guys. Welcome to the live stream. No, it was me this time. I hope no robot voices. Oh yes. All right. I wasn't saying anything else. Then I'm just drinking black coffee now on my Wednesday fasting days. But I don't enjoy it. It's really not that great. But it is the only energy source that I have available. All right, guys. So, welcome Sanya to the live stream. It's good to have you all. Now, what do we have on the program tonight? Well, a little bit of everything. I think that's what we have. So, right now, I found a very interesting opportunity. I found a very interesting opportunity. I've been talking about Nigeria for these past weeks, and it's a massive country, huge amount of people that live in Nigeria, and they all have the same problem, which is that they get paid in their local currency, and their currency is depreciating like crazy at the same time. So if they don't exchange their money to to US dollars or something like this, then they will effectively just lose their money. So that means that every single person in Nigeria is looking for the same thing, which is how can they buy US dollars the cheapest way? And I have this week tested a new way to buy US dollars in Nigeria about 6% below the black market price. So that's very cool. And it uses Navigator, it uses MetaTrader, it uses Forex brokers. And you know, it's pretty hard to do if you don't have Navigator. I will be honest, it's pretty hard to do if you don't have Navigator. Because you need to log into 2 accounts at the same time, 2 different MetaTrader accounts at the same time. And you also need to, hang on, this control is missing. You also need to know the trend of the market, and you need to know where to put your hedge. Because what you want to do is that in Nigeria, you can still find some Forex brokers that is willing to let you deposit local currency at a really good rate. I mean, not really good, but good compared to the black market price. They'll let you exchange that at a good rate. But if you want to withdraw it again, that's where you get screwed. So you get a really bad, you know, after you deposit with the broker and you want to withdraw your local currency again, you get a really, really bad rate. Like you get a terrible rate. And so what you need to do is you need to find a way to move money from that Forex account into another Forex account. And that can be done. That can be done. But you gotta know where to put your hedge, because essentially what you want to do is that you want to have one account long and you want to have another account short. And the account that is long is the one where you're going to transfer the money from the Nigerian Forex account to an account outside Nigeria, where you then can withdraw it from there to US dollars, sell for local currency, and then essentially deposit again and redo the whole thing. Because it's about 5.5-6% 6% you'll be able to make on each run. So about 5%. So, you know, I mean, of course, if you only have like $100, that's $5. But, you know, if you have a little bit more, $1,000, or let's say you had $10,000, that's where you can start to make some serious coin. But for a lot of people, you know, just being able to do this on a low level will allow them to earn like what's reasonable and what is a good profit for them, for like a, you know, Nigerian worker. So right now I'm putting together a course in Breakfree Trading that's gonna be the ultimate guide to how people can exchange the US dollars to Nigerian dollars, Nigerian naira, and basically build a business around it. Because it's really hard to do otherwise. Like, I thought a lot about this, like how to go about it. I was even looking at like buying oil in Nigeria. Okay, here's the thing. If you have dollars outside Nigeria, you can essentially send them to Nigeria, sell them for the naira, and you'll make like 40% profit or something on that transaction. But the problem is that you cannot get the naira out again. So you need to buy something. And I looked at like, well, what can you buy? What can you buy in Nigeria that's interesting? And I looked at the export and I saw, well, oil is a really big, you know, oil is a really big business there. Crude oil is huge, probably the biggest export. So I thought, well, what about we, you know, what about that we, I'm lying. Okay, let me know why I'm lying. So I thought, what if I just send, let's say, $10,000 to Nigeria, I sell it for the local naira, I buy, you know, I don't even know how many barrels I can get for that. But let's say I can get a couple of something. Well, that's a problem. You cannot just, as a private person, you cannot just engage in the oil business. First of all, shipping is by container. I mean, like, volume is by container, and you need permits and all kind of stuff. And even after this, I found out that in Nigeria, they have now started smuggling oil across the border. Like, that's how bad the situation is getting. So oil was not an option. And then I looked at, how about wheat, like flour that you can make bread with and so on, because it's pretty big production as well. And overall, it's just a huge headache. So this is what everyone is trying to figure out in Nigeria, is like, how can they buy dollars the cheapest way possible? And if you have our algorithms and you know where the market is heading, right? Like, you find a strong trending market and you know which levels to keep an eye on, then you can very easily position yourself to transfer money from one account to another account. That means you can bypass the global restrictions on foreign currency. And that's essentially what we're putting a course together to do, so people can learn how to do this. I think it's pretty exciting. And I'm still waiting to know what I'm lying about. I mean, it's entirely possible I'm lying or I'm wrong. Like, I'm not a Nigerian citizen, at all. I barely understand, what's going on there. But I do have I've done my research. I do have a feeling of it. I've also traveled in Africa. But it's a tough situation there. And it's not only Nigeria, it's a ton of other countries as well. So this is gonna continue to be something that people are looking for. So if I didn't get the chance to say welcome to the Livestream PK and Tempa Johnson and the guy who says I'm lying about what? Please correct me if I'm wrong about anything. I'll be happy to listen. But the goal is to basically, we build Companion, which is a decentralized wallet. You can put your money in the wallet and you have full control of it. Okay, that's fine, right? But what we're trying to do is establish Companion as a bank where people can have their assets, they can have their money, and then when they do want to trade with other people, they can do it by the built-in features. So that is why, like, already if you go to the app.companion now, like, already if you have a look at this now, and you go to the peer-to-peer marketplace and you sort by Nigeria, and you will see that, well, you're able to buy USDC right now with credit card, but also bank transfer. And if you look at like the Binance peer-to-peer let's have a look. Binance peer-to-peer, and we look at the correct rate here. Oh, it's a bit down today. That's actually quite a bit is down today. Maybe someone front running. I don't know. Either way, the point is that right now you could essentially buy at this price and resell at this price, and you would turn a nice little profit. And that's the whole goal here. The whole goal here is to create a more efficient black market for the US dollar. It's interesting, the rate is down quite a bit today. Like, what is that? It's about 10% on Binance. So I would love to go see the oops, that's the wrong one. Got scammed. Nope, back. Here we go. Love to see, have a look at this. I mean, what is the volume here? $25,000. Okay, so it's tiny volume. That's just interesting though. I haven't seen, it's been pretty stable for a while. I've been keeping an eye on this thing. I mean, as stable as it comes. We'll see what happens. PK, how's the update on the real-time price coming up? Are you referring to the CoinGecko price? Because I actually think the CoinGecko price is accurate now. But we have another issue, and this issue that we're having is unfortunately very, it's not that easy for us to fix, because the issue right now is that our, what can you say, our gateway to the Solana blockchain, our node provider, I don't know what they're doing, but something is messed up in their systems right now, and that's basically ruining the entire application and exchange. So we're gonna need to build some redundancy, so we can't just rely on them. But it's just these Solana node services, they are expensive. This is about $2,000 a month per node. So yeah, that's the reality. But yeah, should have an extra one as redundancy. Now for the real-time price, I believe CoinGecko is showing the correct price for Companion. Oh, to be honest, PK, we haven't announced it, but we already rolled out these features on the Companion app with the floating price. Look, I will show you. You can create an ad. Oh, we gotta just put a nickname. Ad tester 23. Telegram. Asker, right? So create account. Create ad, and now you'll see we can sell. So okay, well, we need more in our wallet, but let's say we want to sell Solana here for US dollars, right? Then you can see before you had to figure out the initial price yourself. Now we pull the price and it already shows the current market price for the asset you have chosen, right? So the cool thing you can do now is that you can see that it says floating price enabled. Your ad will automatically update according to the live market price and keep the selected price difference. So if I change this to like 5%, now you can see it changed from $22 to 23.7. And that spread of 5% between the current price in the market, and then the price that you have selected, that 5% gap will be maintained even though Solana price go up and down. So you can put an ad and just say, I'm always happy to sell Solana at 10% or 5% or 1% or whatever percentage you're happy to deal at. And you'll be able to just use this slider to do it very convenient. You can also just change it up here, put in, but I think this is really nice. So yeah, this is already implemented. We just rolled it out last week. I was planning to launch an update with the new course and the peer-to-peer news, because the course, the 2023 Naira app course, yeah, you might not notice it. The thing is, these, compared to the work that we used to do on Navigator, it's a lot harder to work in this environment that we're working in right now. But it's also a lot more powerful. It's standalone application for iPhone, Android, Windows, Mac, browser, whatever. So it's cross compatibility, and it's native and it's fast. So that's the benefits of it, but it's not easy. It's definitely not easy compared to working in Navigator or old environment. So this is out, and this is also why we're pushing on with the peer-to-peer campaign for, because the whole goal here is essentially, let me see if I can pull up something else here. Hang on. Hang tight. Whoops. Whoops. Right. Because, you know, we've done this before. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So, I mean, we're getting there, but essentially we put together this course that's gonna, you know, you have to remember, was it 200 million people in Nigeria? Yeah, 200 million people, something like this. That's all looking to buy dollars cheap. And we have a pretty unique method to do it that means you can buy Naira at 715. Sorry, you can buy US dollars for Naira at 715 Naira per dollar. So you sign up, you get into the course, and then basically we have this, you know, a complete setup how you can go about building your arbitrage business. And we're gonna pump ads to this. We're gonna send it all over Nigeria, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it's gonna get a lot of attention. Like, you know, I think this is the right way to market. I think in general it's hard to market a crypto app right now. Like, I think it's difficult. But even like 1 year ago or 2 years ago when it was really hot, well, I'm not sure that these approaches that was being taken is like, you know, if it really works. Because, you know, when you're a company and you're trying to acquire users, it will work as long as there's a very strong trend going. You know, everyone is talking about crypto. Everyone is willing to take risk. Everyone is willing to do, you know, staking or give people like a high payoff or staking their coins or something like this, you know, lending their coins, so on. And this attract people and they can get a yield and so on. But as soon as that's not the case anymore, most crypto companies, they do not have a strategy, and most cryptos, they don't even have a purpose, right? Like, I think honestly, and I'm not kidding at all, I think crypto's killer use case is exactly like the case of Nigeria, where you have a government that is trying to limit the citizens' access to US dollars, because the more US dollars that gets brought into Nigeria, the more their own currency gets devalued, and the more trust the government lose, you know. And in Nigeria, they have tried to, you know, launch a digital central bank digital currency, and the people don't trust it. They don't want it. They want something outside. So they are already like opting out and saying, hey, we don't want to be a part of this. We don't trust it. We don't want it. No, thank you. And that's super interesting, right? Because that's not the case in let's say Europe or United States, because, you know, they don't face the same problems as they do in Nigeria. And I think the killer use case for crypto is to overthrow governments and central banks around the world. It's just that our societies in the Western world is not ready for it. So for me, developing, you know, an app that allows people to hold their own money, that they can trust, that, you know, they have complete control of their own money, allows them to trade with other people on a decentralized peer-to-peer marketplace that has nothing to do with the government, and the government can't even see it or control it, and allows people to keep their savings in an alternative currency outside of government. This is already like the process of crypto showing its power. These people are already saying what they want, and what they want is essentially crypto. So this is gonna happen to the Western world as well, but not right now. So that's why it makes to me, it makes such good sense to invest time and energy into this opportunity and empower these people to be able to, you know, take control of their money and, you know, embrace the new currency. Because eventually there's gonna be like a riot, or the country's gonna revolt. Like, this is what always happens in countries for the most part, is that the country it eventually ends up starting a revolution. They say inflation is the killer of the democracies. So whenever you have your currency and it starts to inflate, that's when you start to have problems, and corruption will start and so on, you know. Because there's some people who is very interested in keeping the current system, and then there's some other people, which is usually a much larger group, but less powerful, that wants change. So yeah, let's see. We got US Open in 5 minutes, and SPX is, yeah, I've been looking at SPX since this morning, and I noticed that it was just kind of grinding up slowly. This is like, it's becoming very common during Asia hours that US will nuke into the close, and then overnight or morning in Asia they'll just slowly bid it up again, and then it just come back and resume. So oh yeah. So guys, like, I think if we push the right buttons, we have the chance to empower thousands, if not millions of people, to essentially start a revolution. And for me, that's super exciting. Like, I think that's super cool. I love that. So for me, that really makes sense, and I think it's, you know, it really makes sense to do, and they actually need it. It's not just fluff. Like, whenever you are spending money on marketing as a company, you're always, for the most part, just trying to do one thing, which is get more customers, right? So at some point, when you are a company and you're spending money on marketing, usually when you make a new campaign and it comes out, it will do well in the beginning. It will do really well in the beginning. And then it will just slowly start to do worse and worse and worse. And my point is that eventually you arrive at a point where you're looking at, it's called CAC, cost to acquire customers. Customer acquisition cost, sorry. And at some point you start looking at this number and you start realizing it might cost you $30 or $40 or $50 to acquire a customer. And it might take the customer 1 year or 2 years to, you know, to even be a profitable customer for you. So at some point you start considering, well, should I just give money away instead to people and just give them the money instead of spending so much money on ads and marketing and so on just to get, is it easier to just buy the customers? And that is why a lot of companies will do these big takeovers or of other companies in the same industry and so on, to acquire more customers, to keep growing, to keep that thing going. And what I'm arriving at here is that when you can instead build something that actually has meaning, no fluff, right? Like, it's actually useful for people. Like, they can generally use this application to save their money, get their money out, and even make money with it. Well, then you don't have to worry so much about the CAC, because it will work on its own. It will, you know, it will do its own thing. It's like, it will come naturally. So instead of forcing it, will just come naturally. And That's, in my opinion, that's what you need to build. That's the kind of marketing strategy you need to have. Oh, but guys, I'm just talking here. I would love to hear some questions or anything. Feel absolutely free. What happened today? I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting tired of this stock music. I think compared to my playlist, this music doesn't express myself very well. I think it's just, what can we do? Smooth Christmas? No, dear God. We need something else here. I'm gonna find a new music source. The whole problem is that with music is that you get flagged for copyright in YouTube, and then they mute out your audio and people can't hear what you said. Like, that's even worse. Now I'm pretty curious about like what is going on here today. Some news and SPX pumping and DXY strengthening. Let's have a look at the dollar index, by the way, because this thing, okay, so you can see we're pricing slowly up, coming out and confirming that the COVID virus is most likely from a lab in China, from Wuhan. I don't know what that is about. I heard some it's because that China is starting to lean a little bit towards the Russians, and before that, maybe, or whatever they say, but the Americans had colluded with the Chinese on suppressing the real information about COVID. I just think it's just crazy to me, because they have so much power, and now they're telling me that this story about the, I think it's called Sunetics or something like this, with the one host to another host, and then eventually it was being pelt. So now they're coming out saying China, it was actually a leak from a lab. So that's very interesting. Probably not great at all. It's probably not great. What is gold doing these days? Oh, look, I still got my short on gold ready. Okay, so it's finally starting to turn around after it bleeded from 1960 to 1800. That's a lot as well. Again, it depends. I'm not sure this trade is the best trade to take. It really depends how it gets there now. You want to see a quick move into this. Anyway, guys, look, I'm really interested to hear. Maybe you guys have some thoughts. What can we do to improve companion? Like, do you have a better idea of this than this Nigerian campaign that I'm working on? Because I'm all ears, but I think it's a very difficult situation to figure out TX and so on. It's not the worst song I heard. It's not terrible. I think I'm gonna give it a like. What is happening? Send it down, I guess. is good. I think it's best to save the Bitcoin. I cannot think of a better marketing strategy than a country that's trying to close the doors on its citizens and then giving the citizens on the government. And you know, an application that cannot be censored, that cannot be stopped. Like, yeah, I think that's, for me, I think that's it. What is Bitcoin doing here? Is it just... I think a lot of people got squeezed very hard today in crypto. I still think Bitcoin is gonna test 20k soon. Like, it seems likely. I don't know exactly how it gets there, but I think maybe we even, yeah, maybe it's not 20k. If we can get right, if we can get something like this, then if we can get something like this, then we have a nice inverse head and shoulder setup. And I seen Bitcoin do a lot of these back in 2018, 19, also lower time frame, high time frame. So what is that? That's May. I mean, we got plenty of time this year, right? So after it comes down here and retest, and then maybe another one, start to come back up, and then it's gonna meet this line, probably gonna fall off, and then do a big push through. That's usually how Bitcoin does it. Tracy Bone is asking, what gonna be the goal for Navigator 2? What can we expect in it? Well, Navigator 2 is supposed to be a much better experience for people to trade the same way they use Navigator today. So what is the problem with Navigator today? Navigator is a web application. So when you close the application, it cannot keep running in the background. And essentially, it means that there's a lot of tasks that people need to do manually right now, which can be automated. So the really big thing about Navigator 2 is that you'll be able to run bots on it. You'll be able to have strategies running while you have the app closed, and it can notify you if there's a good opportunity in the market. It can ping you, and you can immediately pick it up and use that market. But most than all, it's really about just making it faster and work cross-platform everywhere with native compatibility. So Navigator 2 is a really, really cool product. But it's also very hard to do. The reason it's hard to do is because, for example, this chart here, right? Like this model that you're looking at here, right? Like all of this whole thing with multi taps and you know, the ability to draw on it, or all of this. It's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot of work. So Navigator 2, I hope we can do some beta later this year for people. We need to prioritize, you know, what we are choosing to build first. It's hard, you know, because if we had been working on, if instead of building the exchange, instead of building the referral program, instead of building the peer-to-peer market, and all these things that we did, if we had focused on building the AI companion first, that was going to help introduce people and help them trade, help them find out how to invest and how to deal with their personal finance and so on. If we had done that first, you know, we would have been on the AI wave properly. But we didn't choose that first. We chose to go another way first. And sometimes these, you know, it's hard to say if it would have been any different. However, that's what I'm saying. We need to think about like which features we build first, what is most important to people, but also like what is the best for the project, right? Because at the end of the day, Companion somehow needs to generate revenue, right? As a company to survive and exist, it needs to be able to generate revenue. And the question is, which feature or which marketing or which plan or which product market fit is the best that we can do? And which one will have the best, you know, effect in the market? So I think it's fair to say that we changed a little bit the idea of exactly what is important to build first. And the features we have right now are very cool. You know, we have a peer-to-peer market that you can sign up to in minutes. You can access the peer-to-peer market, not in minutes, seconds. You saw I just signed up before for this Companion, and I'm already ready to buy a trade. I never seen any other peer-to-peer market where you can sign up this easy and engage with the marketplace. So I think we just need some eyes on it, and that will come. All right, PK is asking about New Zealand dollar USD. Let's have a look. It's funny because it looked a little bit like gold, right? Let's see, when was this top? February 2nd, February 6th, February 2nd too. Okay, so I didn't know there was a correlation between these two. Oh wow, look at that. Like these two markets are extremely correlated. I wonder why that is. Look at the trend. Huh. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that these two markets? Let's see if it also exists on the higher time frame. I'm not sure that's the case. No, it's not. Okay, so it's probably just a doll. It's probably just, usually what happens when the dollar goes up for as strong as it did this time is that all the USD markets just starts to correlate together. Like they just start to pretty much look very similar. This is a good case, but you can see it's only recent. Before this, it was not really correlated. Let's see. February 27, 2021. Yeah, so that was okay, so that's interesting. But February 2021, nope. Okay, so it's just recent. So that must just be the recent strength in the DXY index that causes this. Anyway, so what do I think about well, what is this thing gonna do? All right, so in terms of the trend, I think this would be a nice trade to pick up. Like, if you look at this, it has room here to move back up into the new global downtrend that has been created. and still come back down from that, bounce from that, which correlates with most likely that entry as well. And the 4 hour, it's the same thing, right? That's the same trade. Believe it is, maybe not. Let's have a look. It is the same. Yeah, that's the same thing. And if it were to get back up here, by the time it gets back up there, it means that this trend would probably be invalidated, this global downtrend. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think it looks good. Tracy Boney is asking, is there a referral program for Breakfree Trading? We don't have a referral program from... we don't have a referral program for Breakfree Trading right now, but we have one for Companion. In Companion, you can go to refer a friend and you can just copy this link, send to them. They can sign up, and you will also see that you have these different staking tiers. So depending on how many Companion tokens you have staked, you will get referral rate, a higher referral rate. You will get a trading fee rebate, including in the peer-to-peer marketplace. So I would definitely go for that, because that's a permanent lifetime referral link. So anyone that you invite, and if they continue using the Companion app, for the lifetime of this customer, and the revenue they generate, you will continue to earn it. So yeah, that's actually, like, we're actually really proud of our referral system. And the reason we're really proud of it is because most applications that have a referral system, and it's an app, like it also has an iOS app, an Android app, so on. It's really complicated for them actually to do a proper referral. And the reason for that is, whenever you want to invite a friend to an app, you need to basically send them a link. They will click this link, they will go to the App Store, and they're gonna download the app. And that means that you lose tracking of the referred user after they move from your link to the App Store and down the app. You lose tracking of the user, and you actually have to rely on some pretty unreliable detection methods of who referred who. You need to use IP address, which is the most common. And as you know, many people can share the same IP address on a school network or a university or even a home, So it's our system works completely different. We have this link here, which you copy to clipboard, and instead of downloading the application, let me see if I can pull up. Instead of downloading the application, you just get straight into creating a wallet. And as you create the wallet, boom, that's it. I now have a referred user. Let's see if it should work. There we go. So you can see now I have total referrals 1, and this guy who signed up now has a wallet. Like, it literally took seconds. I don't know, I feel like this is pretty cool. I've never seen another crypto wallet or crypto application or anything who has this. Like, only a centralized exchange has this stuff. I think it's very cool. And then you can just go here and you can pick up your wallet seed phrase. You can download the iOS app, the Android app, or the Chrome extension or whatever. Or you can restore your seed phrase in another web browser or whatever, and it's still connected to the same user. I mean, what do you want? I think that's great. So look, a lot of the work that we have done so far, it doesn't shine right now. And the reason it doesn't shine is because that we haven't presented the values in the correct context. And that's what we're fixing now. That's what we're fixing with this Nigeria campaign. is that we're showing them the ability to escape their country's tight financial restrictions and giving them the opportunity at the same time to refer other friends and make money from that. Let's see. You know, sometimes you just need to be in the right place at the right moment, and you can have massive success. Sometimes that's all it takes. You're just in the right spot at the right time, and you can do really well. And I don't know. I think I would not be surprised that once we launch this campaign, not be surprised to see 10,000 users. I'll not be surprised to see 100,000 users. I'll be really happy to see, but I wouldn't be surprised because no one else is doing this. So a lot of the features that we have built has, you know, been built to prepare us for this moment where we go out and we do a major, you know, offense acquiring users, and essentially we have everything ready for them. They can keep their money, they can exchange their money, they can buy the companion tokens, they can refer their friends, they can trade securely with other people on the peer-to-peer marketplace, and you know, it's like there's incentive built into the app to make sure that people buy companion tokens and stake it to get better fees, and so it's like I think it's ready to go. We just need a good cause, right? It just needs a good cause. And right now, promoting those causes in Europe or the States is just not. It's just not that sexy for these people because they do not have a government that requires you to lose 40% of your value by going from your local currency to an international currency. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's all about the execution, but I think it's solid. We'll see. Time will tell. But I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see what happens. Oh, guys, it's already been 55 minutes, so get your last questions in. Oh my God, I forgot. We need to announce the winners of the Killer Clown contest. Hang on. Killer Clown winner. Hang on, let me just pull up my list. Hang on. All right, get ready. We got 5 winners of Kill the Clown contest. I mean, we should almost pull up some footage. Hang on. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can do that. If I can do that. Whoops. Here we go. So, as you know, we have, or maybe I don't know if you know, but we have a lot of scammers in the Telegram community, and they unfortunately can just contact people out of the blue. So here's a good example of Laura. I'm pretty sure this is a Pakistani dude. And I'm just watching this. So basically we have this contest that you need to waste these scammers' time. Like just keep talking with them and annoying them and pretend that you're interested. And then just send us the video of it. And we basically pick winners. And yeah, it's a strategy to try to turn this problem into some kind of awareness campaign. You need Jesus Christ in your life. Let me just see. What was the last part? That's the best part. Let me just see this one more time. Pause. Yeah, so you need Jesus Christ in your life. Interesting. So the winners, the 5 winners, Loris. The first winner is Loris Derenchinovic. The second winner is, I just have your Telegram name here, so I can't really say. Pava 998. And then we have Ivan, Karek Ivan 8889. And we have Antonia Fukak. And we have Mimikix. All the winners of Killer Clown campaign in February. Please get in contact with the staff and claim your $100. Congrats, guys. I think we did pretty good this month to annoy these guys, and yeah, we might even run it. We might even run a second campaign this here in March. But overall, I've been thinking about how do we deal with these scammers in the community, and maybe we need a different place than Telegram. But last time, tried to use Discord, and I just don't like Discord. And Discord also have scammers. It's just Discord is just, I don't know. It's just not my vibe. So we'll see what we can do for the you know, improving this. See what we can do. Maybe there's a better way to tackle this. I don't know. It's hard. We had to deal years with this. But guys, anyway, I thank you for coming to the live stream. I am extremely excited to push out this campaign here in March and see if we can get 10 users, 100 users, or 1,000 users, or 10,000 users, or 100,000 users. Like, the cool thing about doing a course like this that's free, the cool thing about doing this is that, you know, thousands of people, actually millions of people can watch it and take it in and you know, do something about it. Like use it in a useful way, right? Whereas a lot of other things, it doesn't scale, but this is a scalable solution. So if it does go viral, or if we get, you know, if they like it, then we have the opportunity to get a lot of people. The last thing we're working on right now is to make sure that this ties really well together with Companion, so that in some way people need to be Companion users in order to use the strategy. And we're working on that, because that's a little bit difficult. But hey, maybe next week I can show you more. So thank you guys. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Don't forget to hit the like button and the you know, write a comment if you want, or share it if you want, or just come back next week. I'm good with all. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, and have an absolutely great week. And just stay tuned. It's gonna be a very exciting year. Thanks, guys.